In this video, I'll show you how to start an LLC in the state of Maryland in 7 steps. If you've ever wanted to create your own business and start an LLC, then this video is for you. Let's get started. So when it comes to forming your LLC in the state of Maryland, there are a bunch of steps that you will need to do, and I have them outlined right here. So if you guys want to pause this video and take a look, go ahead and do that, but we will basically cover all these steps in detail in this video. If you guys do want to actually skip these 7 steps and just use a service to do all this for you, which is actually what I recommend, then go to this time code down below. That's going to take you to the section of this video where I show you guys how to use Northwest to set up your LLC for you. Super fast, super cheap. I've set up all my LLCs with services like this. That's what I personally recommend. So let's get started. Okay, so step 1 is to actually name your LLC. And when you do this, you need to follow the Maryland state naming guidelines. Your name must have limited liability company, LLC, or L.L.C. Most people just go with LLC. You can't use words like association, corporation, incorporated, stuff like that. It must be in English or be written in the letters of the English alphabet. You can't choose words that actually confuse your LLC with a government agency, and it must be distinguishable from any existing business names that are registered. Here's some more rules about what distinguishable actually means. You guys can just pause this video and take a look if this interests you. And here's some rules about what does not make a requested name distinguishable. So yeah, again, feel free to pause this video if you want. Like I said earlier, there are a bunch of restricted words that you cannot have in your business name. So that list is going to be right here. You guys can take a look. And basically what I recommend doing is you want to make sure that your name is available in the state. So you want to search the Maryland Business Express business name search. See if the name already exists, and if it does, then you'll have to choose something else. You also may want to choose a name that actually has an available domain name. If you do want to create a website, then that could be important. So number 2 is to hire a registered agent. So this is basically a person or a business that is responsible for sending and receiving important legal documents on your behalf. So this can be things like tax forms, lawsuits, government correspondence, and stuff like that. If it's a person, they have to be an adult citizen of Maryland and available full time. However, your registered agent can also be a corporation or LLC in Maryland. And so yeah, to sum it all up, it can be yourself, it can be an employee, it can be a business, or it can be a registered agent service. And if you guys actually use Northwest, it comes with the service free for 1 year. Now, I don't recommend actually being your own registered agent because any of this information is going to be available on the public domain. So if you are a private person, you don't want all this information shared, then don't be your own registered agent. Okay, step 3 is to file the Maryland LLC Articles of Organization. This is filed with the Department of Assessments and Taxation, and the filing fee currently is $100. To submit, you can actually do this online. That's through the Maryland Business Express website, or you can do it in mail or deliver in person. Now, on this Articles of Organization, you do need to have the management structure, so that's something you are going to have to decide on. Is your LLC going to be member managed, or is it going to be manager managed? Almost all you guys are going to choose member managed. That just means that you are in control of the company. Step 4 is to create your operating agreement. Okay, so this is not required in the state of Maryland, but it is highly recommended. This is basically a legal document that outlines the ownership and operating procedures of your company. And so essentially what it does is it lets both owners and employees know what to expect from the company, as well as any of the rules that govern the company. So this is going to include things like the organization structure. It's going to have the management and voting structure. It's going to have the capital contribution rules. It's going to have distribution rules, membership change rules, as well as dissolution rules. Step 5 is to actually get your EIN from the state, and this is basically known as your federal tax identification number. Think of it as a social security number for your business. And the reason why you need this is it allows the IRS to identify and keep track of your business's tax status. It's also required by the state if you want to open up a business bank account, which you really should, hire employees, stuff like that. Now, to get your EIN, this is actually very easy. You can just do it online. It's completely free of charge, or you can use a service to do it for you. Step 6 is to get any additional permits or licensing. Now, of course, this really depends on your business type, but I encourage you guys to do your own research on the state and local laws as well as the federal laws. Make sure you have all the business permits, anything else that is required for your business. But yeah, like I said, this really depends on what type of business you have, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. So those are the steps basically to actually set up your LLC. As you guys can see, it is pretty complicated. You probably don't know how to create an operating agreement, articles of organization, stuff like that. that. So I just recommend you guys use something like Northwest to do this for you. I've used them multiple times. They are an amazing service. And if you guys actually use our link down below, there is an exclusive $39 package that you guys can take advantage of. So you'll save hours and hours of time. You'll make sure that you're doing everything in compliance with the laws. And yeah, I just really recommend doing this. So now basically what I'm gonna do is show you guys how to use Northwest to set up your LLC. This should only take a few minutes. So if you guys click on the link down below, it's gonna take you to this exact landing page on the Northwest website. You basically just need to go startupwise.com/Northwest LLC. And what we're gonna do is click get started. So it's gonna have us enter in what type of business we're trying to start. We're creating an LLC, so we'll leave that selected. And then we're going to select our state. Cool, so I got Maryland selected. Now we can select the processing time. So this is a mandatory fee that you need to pay the state regardless of whether or not you use Northwest. So you guys can see the 14-day processing is $155, the 12-day processing is $190, and the 10-day processing is $230. So just for this video, I think 14 days is good. We're gonna go with that, and then we'll click continue. And again, guys, this processing fee, it is a state fee that is paid to the state, and you will need to pay this regardless of doing this yourself or using something like Northwest. So now we're gonna enter in our company name. So I'm gonna go with this. You guys can also put a comma here if you want, but I tend to like it without the comma. And then you're gonna put your business purpose here. After that, I just recommend selecting our registered agent address for both of these, and then we'll click continue. Now you're gonna select your management type. So basically, like I said earlier, most of you guys are gonna be doing a member managed LLC. So we'll leave that checked here. Since it's just me, I'll leave this as 1, and then I'll put my name here. And here, I'm gonna leave it as our registered agent address. For that, we'll click continue. Now I'm gonna set up our account, and I'm just gonna put in my email address as well as create a password. Now I'll put in our contact details. After that, we'll click continue here. And now we can actually add some optional items if you want. So if you guys want them to get your EIN number for you, you guys can select this. I'll leave this unselected for now. You guys can also do an S Corp election. You can also choose premium mail forwarding, have a virtual office, trademark service, and phone service. This is included for free, so I'll just leave that selected. But for now, I'm not gonna use any of those, and we'll click continue. And now it's gonna have you enter in your payment information, and then we will click done. Right, so right when you do that, they're going to start processing this for you. They're gonna create your articles of organization, operating agreements, all that stuff, and they'll make sure that everything is filed compliantly. So as you guys can see, super easy. If you guys do want to start an LLC in just a few minutes, I recommend just using Northwest. Use our link down below. It's going to get you the best pricing. And yeah, feel free to rewatch this and follow along if you haven't already. Now, after you open up your Maryland LLC, there are some steps that I recommend you guys do. So you'll definitely want to open up a business bank account, and you'll be able to do this after you get your EIN number. The reason why you need a business bank account is because you need to separate your personal assets from your business assets. So don't buy business stuff with your personal stuff, and same vice versa, right? This allows you to keep your assets separate from your business assets. So in the case that you do get sued, your personal assets are safe. That really is one of the biggest advantages of actually just creating your LLC. Next, you may want to get a business credit card, which is what I always recommend, so you can start building up some points. There are tons of great credit cards out there. We'll actually leave a link down below to some of our favorite business cards. You can literally get hundreds of thousands of free points just by signing up and hitting the minimum required spend. And of course, you will want to get an accountant. Doing your taxes for a business is more complicated, so I always recommend having help for that. If you're selling things, you may need a Maryland seller's permit, so I recommend you guys do some research on this to see if that is required for your business. If you're hiring people, you're gonna have to sign up to pay employer taxes. And of course, there's also state income tax for your business. Now, every single year, your LLC is going to have to report its annual income to the IRS. And this is done on Form 1065 for multi-member LLCs or Form 1040 Schedule C for most single-member LLCs, which is probably what you guys are creating. There's also an annual report that is due each year for Maryland. This is done with the Department of Assessments and Taxation. It can be done online or by mail. It costs $300 annually, and it's due on April 15th. So yeah, that's basically how you guys can create your Maryland LLC. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I know we covered a lot. I just recommend you guys use Northwest to create your LLC for you. It's gonna save you so much time and ensure that you do it correctly. So yeah, again, that link is gonna be down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it and got some value, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. On this channel, we do a ton of free guides and tutorials helping you to start your business. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.